Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share a tutorial on a card that I'll be making using some beautiful Tonic Studios dyes and products. So stay tuned for this tutorial, but before I get into it I just want to show you a few of the products that I'll be using. So I have here this amazing huge die set, and it's the Dimensions Lacy Keeper Wallet die set, and I'm not using it as a wallet. I will just be using some elements of it on my card, and along with this, because it had this beautiful design, like a ticket design, I'll be using this keepsake bookmaker die set as well, and you can see there's one missing, which I'll show you why in a second. I'm also going to be using this doily die, and this is the crochet doily die, and I'll be using this birthday sentiment die as well. And all the products I'll be using, I'll put the link for you below so you can go and check them out at Tonic Studios, and I'll also put the link to Tonic Facebook group as well as their YouTube channel below, so please check them out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I will show you, just get this ready, I will show you how I'm going to create my card base. So I've taken one of the layers from the keepsake bookmaker die set, and as you can see there is like a wider section to the some of the layers, and that is a non-cutting edge designed to make a page in a book. So I've taken the third one down and I've taped it on a folded card base, and because it's a non-cutting edge I still want the dots, the pin dots showing, so I've just taped it here with some low tack tape, and I'm gonna cut this with my Big Shot. Now because I'm not using the large pages, otherwise I would have used my bigger format die cutting machine, but for quickness I'm just gonna show you how this cuts the card base. So just a basic sandwich, you know how your die cutting machine sandwiches work, and main thing to remember, just tape it down so it doesn't wiggle around. And my Big Shot I've had for a good few years now, and it just works fine with this. So I'm just gonna cut this, and I've got a, I think it's 125 GSM cardstock, and because I folded it obviously it's doubled, and I think it should cut absolutely fine. So I'm just going to remove this, put this down here, and my card base should be cut. So you just remove the outer section, which we don't need, and then it's going to leave me with this amazing faux, like almost like a stitching detail, like where your needles would go in. And then I'm just going to remove my tape, and that's my card base. And I'm just going to open it up like so, and the dots have gone through, so it's lovely the way it cut. So I'm really happy with that. I've also cut the next layer down. So I've got this layer here which I've just used, and then there are some layers that are in this set as well. So I've taken another one of excuse me, the smaller dies, and I've cut out myself an insert the same way I cut the card base, and I'm going to put my insert in first today, and I'm going to use some double-sided tape. I'm doing it this way because I will be using some of the vintage drops, and then this is going to just sit on the crease. And I've used some glossy copier paper for this, and you could use whatever paper you have, and that has created my insert for my card in the same shape. Okay, so for my card, the top of my card now, I've cut out some layers already which are from the same set that I've used this for. So this is my first layer, and I've used this pearlescent purple cardstock, and I've used the same card as the base for another layer. and you will see that the pin dot design is on the book pages. So I've cut it out, and then I've just chopped this edge off because there is a non-cutting edge on one of them. So these are my layers for the base of the card. And then I've taken my doily die as well, so this one, and it comes in 4 different pieces. So I've taken the large shadow layer and the intricate large layer, and I've taped it together and I've passed it through, and that has given me this. So this is going to be another one of my layers. And from this large dimensions set, I've taken the inside of this bit, which is this intricate bit here, and then I've also taken this scalloped frame from this set, or this section here, and that I've put together with some tape, and I've passed it through, and I've got this bit here which I haven't poked through, but I wanted to show you how well it cuts through a 300, I think this is 300 GSM cardstock. And if you're not confident in passing them through in one go, like I've done here with some tape, just take it apart, because they do come separate pieces. Put this piece through first, and you're going to get something like this, which I'm also going to be using, and then put your fancy layer on top. That way, you know, you're not going to, you know, if you're just a bit scared of putting through 2 dies together, you could do it this way as well. But just for quickness, I like putting them through together and taping it in place. It's just easier, I find. Okay, so I've used this as well. So I'm going to start constructing my card, and I'm going to put my bits and pieces on my beautiful mat here, and get this card put together. So the first layer I'm going to put on top of this is going to be a contrasting, like I just want that design and that texture coming through, and it's not a contrasting card, it's the same colour card, but you can obviously see the design through it now. I want it further down, I don't want it in the middle, I want it further down because I'm thinking of having my embellishments on the top. So I'm going to put this down first, and I'm not going to put any dimensionals, I'm just going to stick it down in the middle. So I'm just using some high tack glue today, and I'll be also using some double-sided foam and constructing this card that way. So let's get this put down. I love the detail of this die, and it just cut so beautifully. I'm going to have this down here, and like I said, I'm not gluing the edges because I like a bit of the shadow that you get off it. And then these layers are going to go on next. So this layer is going to go flat, and this layer I'm going to have on a bit of a dimensional. So I'm going to just use some double-sided tape for this. Because it is a lighter weight card, I don't want it to buckle with wet glue. So I'm just going to put my layers together. Like that. And then this section is going to be on some foam. I'm just going to grab some foam pads. And double-sided foam pads are available from Tonic, as well as different types of adhesive. Just check out their website and you can get whatever you like. They do a whole array of different like dyes, glues, papers, mixed media products. So it's just full of different things. So these are my foam pads on. This glass mat is so luxurious. I love it. I've been using it since I received it. I've also made some tags using that die set, which I will show you very soon. So I'm going to put this quite central, like that. And then this section, which I haven't poked through yet because I wanted to show you how well it cuts. All you do, I mean, I've kept it in purposefully, but when you take them out, they almost just drop out. So I'm just gonna poke all these bits through and you'll see the design of this. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it is a floral design, and you can see how well this cardstock has been cut. And I'm just going to poke all these bits through, and they are quite large bits that you can just poke through. And when you do it this way, you can cut it into a different coloured card and fill the spaces back up, almost like paper piecing. So that gives a nice effect as well. But I will be just using it almost like a filigree piece on my card. So nearly done. And that's how it's looking, just a tiny bit here. And this is, like I said, it's a really heavy cardstock that I've used, and it's pearlized, so it's got that extra coating, but you can see it just cut through beautifully. And that is my layer, which is going to go on here. So that is going to be sitting on top of there, and I'm going to put this on with some wet glue. So I say, and my glue's a bit clogged up. Just use a different glue. So this time I've just swapped to some fabric glue, which I've got at hand, but you can use whatever wet glue you have. And just catch the bigger sections where you can put your glue and use it that way. And then I'm going to put this on this cream piece here that I've cut out using the same outer die with that scallop design. Oh my gosh, I love that. Isn't that just so beautiful? And then this is going to sit on the top here, and I'm going to put this on some double-sided foam just for a bit more dimension. And a card like this, I would definitely put it in a box. Just so that it doesn't get squished. And talking about boxes, Tonic Studios have amazing box dies. There's box dies and bag dies, because they do a lot of the construction style dies as well, which I think is amazing because not everybody knows how to construct a decorative box or a bag, so it's really handy to have these dies to do your cutting out for you. So that's how that's looking. That looks fab. And then I guess I'm going to grab some card, some scrap piece of card, and I have got my birthday cut out. So I've used this die for my sentiment, and I've cut it in the shadow layer in purple and the birthday bit in cream, and that is going to sit in the center here. And I've also taken to my computer and I've just typed up wishing you a wonderful, and that is just gonna sit just behind there somewhere. So let's get this stuck down. So first thing I want to do is get my word onto the shadow, and I've shown you this before on my channel. This is what I do. Just find it so much easier than putting the glue on the individual letters of the word. And I'm just gonna put that on here. Like that. Just give it a little wiggle. Get the bits in the right places, and that's how that looks. And then I'm going to just remove this, get this in the middle, and just decide where you want to put it. I think I'm going to have it just about there, so I'm going to put a bit of glue behind here and have that like this. And then this little bit here where it says wishing you a wonderful, I'm gonna just have it, I don't want it too in the middle, I think I want it just there. So I'm going to put this on a bit of foam, and I've got some thin foam tape here, which I will put on the back of that, and this is just like a millimetre thick, and it's really handy to have different widths and depths of foam pad, and it's just easier when you're trying to construct a card. So I think I'm going to have that just there. That word a bit straight, like so. And then on to embellishing it. So I'm going to use my hot glue for this because I've got some paper flowers and some fabric, and a fabric flower, which is this one, I think it's a petaloo one, and some paper flowers. So I'm just gonna use these, and I've also just made some clusters of some rosebuds, as you can see here, and they just match the colours of the card. So let's take the backs of these paper flowers off, and let's get them stuck down. So first thing I want to do is stick the larger one down, and like I said, I'm using hot glue for this just for quickness. You can use whatever glue you have. I'm just going to put a blob of hot glue behind that flower and have it sitting here, and then I'm going to have the same kind of thing on either side. So these are paper ones, and I'm just going to lift the larger one up a tad bit and stick that down there. Do the same thing on the other side, like this. Oh, that looks so cute. And then we've got these little clusters that I'll be using as well. So a bit more glue, and I'm just going to push these through like that. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side before this glue dries. A bit more glue, and then tuck these here. That's how that's looking so far. Just love how that looks. And then one last thing to do on this card is I've got the vintage drops, and this colour really goes well with that lavender colour of my cardstock. So I'm going to go in, and this is they have the names on the bottles as well. This is the Bonnie Blue, and I have tested this. This is beautiful. It does dry matte, and I really like the fact that it's self-leveling. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to decide where I want them. So I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have, I think, a dot here. Maybe 3 actually. Oh my gosh, I love this. And they're so 3D as well. I'm going to do the same here. Love the colour as well. So yummy looking. And I think I'm going to dot my eye with this as well. And like I said, they are self-leveling. And I think I want the same on this corner up here. Just to finish the 3 corners that you can see. Because one corner has the flowers, so I don't need to be too worried about that. And I think that finishes my card. God, I love this so much. Look at the bottle. Beautiful, beautiful packaging. So that is my wishing you a wonderful birthday card using some beautiful Tonic dies. And it was so easy to construct, so easy to decorate, and it came out absolutely stunning. So thank you so much for watching. Please check out all the links below. This video will be going on my blog as well as on Tonic blog, so please go and check them out. And like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with another Tonic video. So take care and bye for now.